How we doing, everybody? Hope you all had an amazing weekend. Now, Saturday, if you were a boxing fan, we had a massive heavyweight boxing fight on. Tyson, the Gypsy King Fury, taking on Dillian, the Body Snatcher White. Now, what a spectacle. Wembley Arena in London, 94,000 people. It was absolutely sensational. I was sitting there watching that as a fan thinking, oh my God, what a walkout. I mean, I've been very lucky throughout the course of my career. I fought in some massive venues. I fought all over the world. Madison Square Garden, fought in China, Brazil, London, of course, all over the world, Australia, the list goes on. But that spectacle, that on Saturday, was absolutely phenomenal. I mean, I have not come anywhere near to that. 94,000 people. Absolutely incredible. And I remember when Tyson made his walkout, I mean, it had the goosebumps going. It was just incredible. It really was to walk out there. You know, people talk about crowds and how you're going to be affected by them. You know, I mean, that was just off the chain. I thought it was so cool the way he sat on the throne first and all the rest of it, then got into the ring. Yeah, just a massive night for British boxing, and well done to both men. Both made a tremendous amount of money, but the night belonged to Tyson Fury, as we know. Now, we knew coming into this one, Tyson was the bigger guy, the longer guy, the faster guy, and the more skilled guy, and all of that proved to be true. You know, he was just too much. Dillian, he's known for not having the fastest feet. If you're going to get on the inside against a guy that's 6'9" with a long reach and fast hands, you need fast feet. You know, the hands are all well and good, but the feet have to follow behind. And more often than not, it was the footwork that let him down. He couldn't really get on the inside. He couldn't really get much off. You know, it wasn't anything too big or too powerful landed until the uppercut. Now listen, if you know Tyson Fury, you know he's got a lovely uppercut. So good, he's even punched himself in the face a few times. But still, sixth round, they're going back and forth. Dillian pushes forward, boom, beautiful uppercut, times it, lands it right on the jaw of Dillian White, and then gave him a little push. Dillian went down. Now, that was the end of the fight. Tyson Fury is the undisputed champion of the world, but Dillian White is a little bit pissed off. He said that that's an illegal move. He said, you cannot push him. Listen, I understand Dillian's probably going to be annoyed, but just let that one go. Let that one go, Dillian. You got uppercutted in the face and then a little push sent you over. We're in here trying to knock each other out, so I wouldn't be too upset about the push. I think it was more the impact of the uppercut that did the damage. And yeah, Tyson Fury did what he said he was going to do. He went out there, he put on a show, he wowed the audiences, and he proved that he is the best boxer of his generation when it comes to the heavyweight division. Now, after the fight, we know he said that he's retired now. He said that I'm done. There's plenty of other things I can do. I can go out there, I can make all the money in the world, and yeah, I've got more money than I'll ever need, and that's true. I think Saturday night he won something in the region of $30 million. You put that with all the other paydays. The man's got tons of money. He doesn't need that. But still, I think the Gypsy King wants to be the king of the heavyweights. And while there's definitely an argument for him, that is not undisputed like his title, right? Well, in fact, it is disputed because there's Alexander Usyk. Alexander Usyk out there just beat Joshua. In my humble opinion, I think Tyson Fury should fight the winner of Usyk versus AJ, and then he will truly be undisputed. The last time we saw that was Lennox Lewis back in the 90s. And in fact, Lennox Lewis has already come out. He's talking a little bit of shit saying, I'm the only undisputed heavyweight champion that there's been in God knows how long. So still, there's that motivation for Tyson Fury. And listen, I talked about it last week, the stresses of the training camp, the fight and all the rest of it. He's probably going to go home. He's going to enjoy himself. He's been with his family. But then that itch is going to come back. And plus he's going to see Usyk and he's going to see Joshua step into the ring. And he's going to think, I can beat either one of those men and I want to prove it to the world. And then once he's done that, if he does that, I think Tyson Fury literally does have nothing else to prove, nothing else to show, nothing more to give, no more money required to be earned because he's literally done it, been there and got the t-shirt. However, one t-shirt that he doesn't have is one that says UFC on it. And as we know, Saturday night, all right, real quick, I just want to tell you about rockauto.com. They've been in business for over 20 years, supplying all the car parts that you need at the best possible prices. That's why they've been in business for over 20 years, right? All you do, go to rockauto.com. Trust me, they have everything that you want, and there's no storefront markup and no middleman trying to sell you crap that you don't need. Okay, so go there, go to the website, rockauto.com. They will have everything that you want at the cheapest price that you can find. there you go, rockauto.com, or click the link in the episode description down below. Francis Ngannou, the Predator, he jumped into the ring and them two talked back and forth about a potential matchup down the line. And this is where this gets really interesting. No, I'm not talking about Tyson inquiring whether or not Francis had a big Corey, aka a big penis.
That's fucking weird, huh?
No, that's not what I'm talking about, although that was... it was funny, it was amusing, you know, poor old Francis wasn't sure what he was talking about for a minute there. He was very, very confused. But still, Tyson just having a laugh, you know, just having a bit of fun. Why not? The man's on top of the world. Now, what they're talking about doing is a hybrid boxing fight. And listen, I'm all for it, stuff like this. You know, the heavyweight champ of the UFC versus the undisputed heavyweight champ in boxing. I mean, what a spectacle that would be. What a fight, how much money that would generate and all the rest of it. And probably a bit of fun for Tyson as well. Something a little bit different. It's refreshing. The change is very, very good. Certainly when you're going through the same training camps, it can get a little mundane over and over again. This is something new. However, they're talking about doing hybrid rules, boxing in a ring with 4-ounce gloves. Okay? I think that's a terrible idea. It's a terrible idea for Francis Ngannou. That's who I'm talking about. For Tyson Fury, that's amazing. Tyson Fury is the best heavyweight boxer on the planet. Take away a lot of the ounces, a lot of the padding, a lot of the cushioning of the gloves. Give him 4-ounce gloves. That equals a bigger problem for Francis Ngannou. Now, a lot of you MMA types are going to go, oh, ho, 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 ho. No, things change because, you know, when boxers cover up like this, when they haven't got the big gloves, when it's little gloves, there's openings. And that is correct. When you have big gloves and you cover up, you can cover up most of the places and not leave, you know, any openings for the smaller gloves to get through. With the smaller gloves, the 4-ounce UFC gloves, that's harder to do. Yeah, that's harder to do. Great. Francis can't box as well as Tyson Fury. MMA fighters in general do not even use a tight guard like this very often because there's so much to consider. There's takedowns, there's kicks, there's wrestling, there's jiu-jitsu, elbows, knees. So they tend to have a looser guard here. Look at all these openings here, right? They can get through there anyway, right? And Tyson Fury, boxers do this. If they're in the corner, they're very good at using head movement and a smaller, tight guard to defend from shots. So therefore, whether or not he's got 10-ounce gloves, 8-ounce gloves, or even 4-ounce gloves, Tyson's going to be able to defend better, in my humble opinion, but he is the heavyweight champion of the world. That is not, you know, a big statement. Also, offensively, Tyson's got the longer reach. Tyson's got the faster hands. Tyson is the better boxer. That's a fact. I will say Francis Ngannou for sure will hit harder. I believe he hits harder, although we've seen knockout power from Tyson Fury. But you've got to give that to Francis. The man hits devastatingly hard. We know Tyson does. He's got knockout power. But the knockout power of Francis Ngannou is something else. But he's slower. Right, and the technique isn't as good. So, as we know, there is a slight issue because Francis is under contract with the UFC. You know, I don't want to get into that stuff. Perhaps they'll do a co-promotion. You know, that has happened before. So, you know, maybe the UFC co-promote with Bob Arum, someone like that promotes Tyson Fury, and they make this fight happen. But, however, if they do it, I say do it in boxing gloves because Tyson from a distance is going to boom, boom. He's going to pick him apart. He's going to use his feints like he normally does. 1, 2. And with those small gloves on, he's just going to pepper the face of Ngannou, come with those uppercuts. And when he comes with those uppercuts, they're going to have even more impact. Do you know what I mean? So, yes, I want to see it. I'm a fan. I love fighting. I love boxing. I love MMA. I want to see the two baddest men on the planet going at it in a ring. 100% sign me up. But don't do it in 4-ounce gloves. That's my humble opinion. Listen, anyway, either way, congratulations, Tyson Fury. Absolutely incredible what this man continues to prove, what he continues to do, the crowds that he attracts, the money that he generates for everybody involved. It's unbelievable. And I talked about this last week, but from where he was, near suicide, over 400 pounds, going through a lot of depression, dependent on alcohol and drug use. It's amazing. Just shows what the human mind is capable of achieving. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that video. Take care, subscribe, ring the bell, and I'll see you soon.